If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 23 of the third season here at AC Milan. We start with the second leg against Manchester City in the Champions League quarter-finals. We end with the second leg of the Coppa Italia semi-final against Lazio. We're drawing 1-1 after the first leg against City. We're winning 4-1 after the first leg against Lazio. So we're pretty much guaranteed a Coppa Italia final place for the third year in a row, but we need to make sure we beat Manchester City. That's the most important game. We haven't won the Champions League yet in this save, and that's the one thing we haven't won yet. We won Serie A, we won the Coppa Italia, we won the Italian Supercoppa. Just need to win the Champions League. So beating Manchester City at home, or even just a goalless draw, would be great, and we'd go through in away goals. Although, obviously, a win would be preferable. And then in between those two games, we have one against Udinese in Serie A. Our Serie A league form has been diabolical of late, although I don't suppose it's been that bad. It's just that Napoli just keep winning games. That's the only problem. It kind of exaggerates our underperformance in the league. We're only a point behind Juventus. We're above Inter by 3. But Napoli are just... they've won almost every single game. 25 wins out of 32 games. It's just ridiculous. And they've still got 6 games to go. They could reach 100 points if they win every single game left of the season. It's unheard of. They might have a full unbeaten season. So I'm not overly disappointed with how this season's gone Serie A-wise, although it would have been nice to challenge for the title. But Napoli are in the sort of form that are completely unbeatable anyway. So we'll try and win the Champions League instead. Let's jump into the game against City. Drop the video a like if you enjoy. Subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on the end of this third season here at AC Milan. Or, of course, the My Player series, which is continuing to go from strength to strength as well. But without any further ado, hopefully semi-final place in the Champions League awaits. Alexandro gets that through to Morata, who helps his way nicely to Verratti, who's past the man. I've got so many sky blue shirts here trying to get the ball off me, though. I'm not sure which way to go to try and keep possession. Here's Berardi, turning side, just dinky looking for Goetz at the back post, who I think was onside, but Joe Hart was able to get there. And KDB, somehow manages to keep that in as well. Ridiculously good from KDB. There haven't yet been any clear-cut opportunities, to be honest. I've had a shot blocked at source. They've had a shot blocked at source. And other than that, I've had nothing to show you, I don't think, from this first half. I'm struggling to remember having an opportunity that's worth making into a highlight for you to see. So this might be the first highlight you see of this Man City game as we approach half-time, which kind of sums up the entirety of this game to this point. But a 0-0 draw, as we said at the beginning, does suit us. So, I mean, the longer it goes on at 0-0, the more likely it is that we're going through. And again, another shot blocked at source that isn't worth highlighting on its own. But hopefully we can create something sooner rather than later, but that will have to come in the second half. Goes one way then the other. Zabaletta's got a good delivery on him, but we're trying to stop him from being able to use that delivery. Did tackle him once, but he's somehow got the ball again, inside to Silva, down the line to KDB. Working the ball about beautifully here, and thankfully Fernandinho shoots over. That was so hard to track the ball there. And for some reason, Joe Hart had a dodgy touch earlier on. I don't know whether you'll have seen it or not, but it really didn't require a goal line technology replay. I love that, thank you. Okay, so we'll go to Insigne. I didn't see Kevin De Bruyne stood right next to him. Give that to Hamsik, and go to Florenzi. And then to Berardi, who will cut back inside first. Race away from Kolarov, hopefully. He says, hopefully. And there's Goetze. Spin and play in. Insigne, who's in behind here. Lorenzo Insigne! Oh, so close. So close. That's the most clear-cut opportunity we've had. I just tried to drill it in the bottom corner on the far side, but it didn't work. Sterling with a heavy touch. Goetze, I've got 2 people on the right-hand side to look for, and Berardi's the one that's going to get played in here. He's got Otamendi closing him down. He's brushed past him. Oh, that's got to be a penalty. And is. It took his time to blow the whistle, but it surely could have only gone one way. There was definitely no foul from me there. The opportunity we need to get a 1-0 lead and a 2-1 lead on aggregate doesn't really change things. City needed to score anyway, but still, the chance to go 1-0 up. Wasn't the best of turns from Berardi, but Otamendi nowhere near the ball. Not even close. Domenico's going to take the pen himself. I'm going to put it in the top right-hand corner, and Zohart's going to stay motionless. That should be us through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. I am so relieved to have finally taken the lead. Sterling. He's got some space, but I'm trying to close that space down. Mangala, Sterling. Cross comes in. Aguero! I don't know how Aguero was able to win that header against Romagnoli, but he was, and they're going to get a corner. I need to get this clear. I can't take a 1-0 lead and then immediately concede at the other end. It just gives away my entire advantage. Thank you, Donnarumma. There goes the final whistle. It's a 1-0 win on the night, a 2-1 win on aggregate. We're through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Difficult game against City, but we're able to come through it, and that is definitely more than we would have done last season. So I'm really pleased with that. Extremely close game, you can see, with chance creation. In fact, identical chance creation. They had slightly edged possession, as the CPU tends to do on Legendary. Real Madrid lose 3-0 to Barca in both legs. I think that's 6-0 to ears. Barcelona 6, Real Madrid 0 on aggregate. That's ridiculous. Napoli are through against Fenerbahce and Bayern are through against Dortmund. So we will face either Barca, Napoli or Bayern in the semi-finals. We'll find out who a little bit later on. But next up is a game against Udinese in Serie A. Oh, Torres giving that straight to Bernardeschi. Mauri, turn inside, give that to Carlos Bacca. Oh, hold off the attentions of the defender. And work the opportunity for a shot that goes wide. Never mind. Never mind. Oh, lovely little football. Lovely little football. Lovely little bit of football. And Elshar's turned inside one defender really well. I don't know what the second defender was doing. And Elshar should, but hasn't, given us a 1-0 lead. I don't know what the defender was doing. He almost expected me to cut inside again and went to block that move off. And I didn't deviate from my run. Unfortunately, though, Elshar wasn't able to put it in the back of the net. Good save by the keeper. That's a great through ball. I don't know where my central defenders have gone. And Vasquez buries it. Of course he does. I don't know where the defenders went. One through ball. It seems to be a running theme, doesn't it, recently? One through ball splits my defence, who just are so far apart that it's really easy to just play the ball through them. Where is the second defender? They've just... It's like Moses in the Red Sea. Through ball, my defence just goes, sure, we'll part, go straight through. 1-0 down. Bernardeschi, there's Bretonnier. Backer in a little bit of space. Verdi in some more space. Spin the defender, use that 5-star weak foot. Did, but Paris gets a good block on it. Just cut inside, then give that to Verdi. Poke it to Bretonnier, and then give that to Backer. And Backer will not equalise. Great block by Herto. We'll have a corner instead. Let's just float it towards that near post. Maybe Rodrigo Eli can get a head on it, which he has, and he scored. Fantastic. That time we called the goal. Eli did about 17 roly-polies after having the header, but it was very well put away. That corner routine worked quite well, actually. Eli's so tall, and the power on the shot actually wasn't that good. And neither was the direction, but keeper just fell over underneath it. We'll take it. 1-1. Bernardeschi into Jorginho. To Bernardeschi. Pacini's making the run on the outside. Now he's delivered a gorgeous cross earlier on in the season for Backer. Oh, Conizis! How good was that save? Oh my God. Pacini did exactly that for Backer in the game against Lazio, and he smacked it into the back of the net on the volley to make it 4-1. And there, I don't know how. I don't know how he's kept that out, Conizis. It was a great header from Carlos Backer, and the keeper's pulled off a worldy save to ensure that Udinese get a single point from this game. Could have won it with the last header, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Never mind, let's see if we can get ourselves into the Coppa Italia final for the 3rd season in a row. Guerras. Oh, early shot by Parolo. Good block, or good save by Donnarumma. First real clear-cut opportunity of the game for Lazio. Morata will let it back to Hamsik. Look for Goetze. Get a turn in, which he's done well. Goetze with a shot! Over the bar. Half-time. Oh, Figueres brings that down well. I was waiting for a shot there. Parolo will shoot. Great fingertip save from Donnarumma. I would say keeping us in it, but we're already 4-1 up, technically, so it's not really keeping us in it. It's just stopping Lazio from having any sort of chance of getting themselves back in it. But Candreva will probably put... Oh, that ball was unexpected, but it nearly worked. Cleared it away, though. 0-0 on the night, 4-1 on aggregate, with most of the second half still to go. Romagnoli, brushing off a yawn, into Hamsik. Hamsik to Berardi. Oh, turn inside. Wasn't the slickest of turns, but we're still going here. I'll give it back to Hamsik. And go on then, let's try one from distance. Probably shouldn't have tried one from distance. Verratti brings it down though. Through the gap looking for Morata. Wasn't the best of passes, and Verratti's still there, but we'll drill this looking for Hamsik. Great turn. Oh, great turn! Unfortunately, the finish is well saved by Berisha. Probably my best chance of the game so far, actually. We won't give it to Verratti at the near post, because he's not going to win any headers. Keeper's come, and he's going to get there. Who's going to beat the man to the ball? Florenzi heads that down to Insigne, who ignores it, and Anazzi couldn't get it down either. Never mind. Cleared away. Pereira to Parolo. To Felipe Anderson. Can I catch him? That's the question. Oh, no. Oh, good header. Insigne. Of all the people to... Whoa. Of all the people to get a header in to clear the ball, teeny tiny little Lorenzo Insigne. Glad he did, though, and that ball was well over the top of the bar. There goes the final whistle. It's going to be a 0-0 draw against Lazio, which gives us a 4-1 win on aggregate. We're through to the Coppa Italia final for the third season in a row. Wasn't the most entertaining of games, although there were a number of chances, apparently. It didn't feel like there were that many chances, to be honest. I think a lot of them were blocked at source or shots from distance, but wow. It's going to be an Inter AC Milan derby final. That's pretty big. We played Palermo in the first final. We played Torino in the second. Now we face Inter. Delete that. Prize money of 200 grand. Thanks. Napoli are still undefeated. Still undefeated. They've drawn one, though. They drew... Obviously, we played Champions League, Coppa Italia, and just the one league game, and they've drawn that. They are 12 points clear with 15 points available. Juve could still mathematically catch them, but they won't. We are 3 points behind Juve and a single point ahead of Inter. So the battle for Champions League football for Milan next season continues. Whether we'll still be here, AC Milan, for Season 4, I'm not sure. But right now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. There are only 5 games left, and we have Bayern in the Champions League semi-finals, the first leg of which will be in tomorrow's episode. So make sure you stick around for that. Subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss out on it. Drop the video a like we say, and I'll see you then.